Hello, everyone. Welcome to Self Love You. This is Jenna Ryan, your self love life coach, and I just want to welcome you to the channel. Today's topic is smear campaigns. I have had a big time experience this year with smear campaigns. Some of you may know about my presence all over the media, and wow, I really have some good things to say about smear campaigns. Not that they're good, but I've learned so much. And this year has been crazy. It's been a roller coaster ride. And so I've learned a lot about the psychology of crowd mentality. And I wanted to share it with you today because I think it's relevant to the audience of Self Love You. Because what is something that the narcissist does to people? What is one of the abuse tactics that the narcissist uses on others? It's a smear campaign, y'all. A smear campaign. The narcissist is the master manipulator, and the narcissist uses smear campaigns to create an illusion of reality and to win over the crowd. This crowd doesn't have to be the nation or the world or, a smear campaign can occur in your friend group, in your church group, in your family. That's where it hurts worst of all, right? It hurts everywhere. A smear campaign, if you are a target of a smear campaign, you're going to experience the emotional pain of being canceled or of being smeared, of your character being assassinated. You're going to feel emotional pain generally when this occurs to you, unless you're used to it. Once you get used to it, then it becomes a little bit easier. But is anyone ever really used to being disparaged and hated and insulted and smeared? So a smear campaign, I know you probably know what it is already. If you're listening to this channel, you probably know it's when a narcissist or a group of narcissists come and begin to tear you down to other people. They start to plant seeds of doubt about your character, about who you are to other people. These smears are smears because it's gossip. And it's not true. It's not necessarily true. It's lies. Smear campaigns tend to take things that maybe a little bit of truth and then sprinkled liberally with dripping with a lot of lies, with a lot of untruth, with a lot of innuendo, with a lot of questioning, causing people to doubt your validity as a person, your character. And just like with character assassination, the smear campaign is really attacking who you are as a person, your moral fortitude. Now let's realize that a smear campaign is not going to be launched against someone who is a doormat. A smear campaign is going to be launched against a threat. If you are a threat to the narcissist, if you dare to think on your own, if you dare to have your own ideas and opinions, if you dare to set a boundary, if you dare to see through the narcissist tactics, then one of the ways that they try to get control of the illusion of all the people around them is by smearing you and assassinating your character. Because that's the only thing that they can do. That's their only power. That's their last ditch attempt to discredit you so that no one will go in your direction. No one will support you. No one will be led by you, and you will be rendered powerless in this group of people. And it's very effective, I must add. This is, character assassination and smear campaigns have been going on as long as we've had social structure. It's a very common thing. You can read ancient texts and see Greek, Cicero and all of these different thinkers and philosophers that created that, are the beginning of mankind. Hey, even Cain and Abel, even biblical times, you can see smear campaigns throughout history. This is nothing new. But I want to talk to you a little bit about how the smear campaign works and how it breaks down. So we all know that the narcissist, I hope y'all know this. If not, you haven't watched videos yet. But narcissists create illusions. They are absolutely committed to having control of the narrative. They want to control other people's perceptions of reality. They're very image conscious and they have to have control. They have to feel control. They have to exert control and they control the narrative. And people that aren't keen to what's going on and they're not really manipulative types, they just kind of go along with whatever the narcissist sets up as the structure of reality. And once you start waking up to this, you're like, wait a minute, that's not what I'm experiencing. And then you start to question that narrative. And if you dare do that, the narcissist will come at you full force with a smear campaign because the narcissist has their life set up in a structure that where they're garnering narcissistic supply and control from many different people in the group. And if you come out and disrupt that group, if you dissent and you say, that's not how I see reality, that doesn't work for me. I want to set a boundary. I don't want to do what you want me to do. I want this. I have different needs. I have, what about this? What about this? And you begin to disrupt the narcissist very delicately, painstakingly woven web. It's kind of like a spider web, and you're just going in there and you're tossing your hand down through the spider web, down through all the different, cages in the spider web, and you're just flapping your hand and getting rid of the spider web. Well, that is not okay when it comes to the narcissist. They are going to need to exert control. This can be very, very disruptive to the narcissist psyche, because they live outside of themselves. So they don't live in their bodies. They don't live in their hearts. They can't feel their own feelings. They project their feelings onto others. And they're like a projector. And they build these webs of illusions of reality, and other people that aren't really paying attention just kind of fall into line. And are like, yeah, that's true. Reality, yeah, that's the way reality is. This is who we like. This is who we don't like. This is what we like. This is what, and people are not thinking for themselves. People aren't actualized. People aren't respected from birth on. People aren't respected as children, so they aren't self-actualized as adults. And they are easily swayed and brought into the social structure of the narcissist. And that gives the narcissist power because they're in a higher place and they're leading. They're not on the level of the person who's just, mindlessly going through the day and following the leader of the narcissist. So I'm going to get into the real dynamics of the smear campaign. And this is going to be part 1. Smear campaign. I have probably 5 audios to do on the topic of smear campaign because it is so intricate. Once you get into it, it's a lot more intricate than I ever realized. I always knew, before I've known about smear campaigns, but I never really realized how powerful they are and how much you are attacked when you dissent from the narcissist rule. So anyway, okay, so back to smear campaigns. So smear campaigns have a lot. You might be like, well, how could my entire family be a mockingbird? How could they all be saying the same thing about me? How can, someone has smeared me here? So smear campaigns can actually cause you to twist your own identity. It can be a gaslighting process where you feel as though you are what the smears are projecting onto you. And that is if you have weak boundaries, and that is if you don't have a strong sense of self, and that is if you haven't developed your identity, and that is if you haven't healed from being self-hatred. If you haven't learned to love yourself and learn to respect yourself and learn to stand on your own 2 feet, then you can actually, unfortunately, take on the projections of others and believe the lies that the narcissist spews through the methods of the smear campaign. So the smear campaign is okay. So here's what happens. The person who is the narcissist who wants to take you down a notch or two in the eyes of others, okay, or even in the eyes of yourself, they begin planting seeds of doubt about you into others' minds. These are people that are listening. These are people that are flying monkeys. These are people that really don't know. Maybe they're under a trance of the narcissist. Maybe they're hypnotized by the narcissist. Maybe the narcissist is meeting their needs, even though the narcissist is the one getting the supply. But perhaps the narcissist is meeting some sort of need for them. Maybe the narcissist is doing the sweet, mean cycle for them, and they're they could be having their own issues and not really sure. But when this narcissist comes up and says something negative about you, that attacks your character, that attacks you to the very being of who you are, then that person is tainted. That person who's not really conscious, who's brainwashed, is tainted. And what the narcissist uses is the power of crowds. The smear campaign is the narcissist attempt to downgrade you, put you down, tear you down, and render you powerless in a group by putting you down and using the power of crowds. So I've been reading this book. It's about crowds, and it's very interesting. And it talks about crowd mentality. And it's an 1800s. It's a book from the 1800s. It's called The Crowd, A Study of the Popular Mind by Gustave Le Bon. And it's got some sexist. Boy, they were sexist back in the 1800s. Anyway, that's another story. But it talks about how crowds are very influential. They're very influenced by attack. So if one person in a crowd, okay, sets the stage, then the rest of the people will attack the person being attacked, the target. The rest of the people will attack the target. Not because the target deserves it, not because they did their research, not because of any other reason, but because in a crowd of people, in a mob, in a cancel culture, in a mob, people will, there's a depravity of mind. There's a group think, a type of group psychosis, a group psychology. A group will create an image of a target that is in line with what the group says. So the narcissist sets into motion a crowd mentality of attack against the target. So that's why you have like my sister, my beautiful sister, or my uncle. I've always loved my uncle, and he's sitting here, and he's now being a flying monkey. How could this be happening? Oh my gosh, these people do not even know me, and they're saying things about me that are untrue. I am a victim of this smear campaign. I dared to stand up against the narcissist illusions, and the narcissist is weaving a web in order to entangle me and eat me alive. because that's what the narcissist would like to do. The narcissist would like to spin this web of lies and smear your name and cause you to be downgraded, degraded, unloved, unliked, unfollowed, unbelieved, ostracized, exiled, and removed and canceled. That's what the narcissist wants. Why? Because you are a threat. Because you are a threat. Because you're a threat to the control of the narcissist who wants to control the group. They want to control the illusions. You're a threat to their narcissistic supply. You're a threat to their image. A narcissist is not going to come after somebody that's actually doing their bidding. A narcissist is not going to come after a flying monkey. A narcissist is not going to come after a brainwashed person. A narcissist will only come after someone that they feel threatened by. So if you're being a target of a smear campaign, that means that you are getting close to reality. That means you are shining light on reality and that you are a threat to the illusion being created by the narcissist. So as such, you must be destroyed. A web of lies must be created around you, a cocoon of lies to try to discredit you, to try to devalue you, to try to disparage you, to dehumanize you, and to cause you to seem to be in the presence, in the eyes of others, something that you're not, so that no one will listen to you, no one will follow you, and then the narcissist knows how to use people in a crowd. Because people in a crowd, and what I mean by crowd, this could be on social media, this could be in a group chat, this could be in a family affair, this could be at a church, home group. Knowing how to plant seeds of doubt about the character of the person being smeared, of the target, planting seeds of doubt, trying to create doubt is a smear. Anytime you hear someone, and me having gone through this so often myself and on a large scale recently, when I hear someone smearing another person in any way, I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. If someone is being smeared, my little tentacles instantly go up and go, something's wrong. There is something wrong. Why is this person smearing this other person? Okay, and that happens a lot in politics. You have a lot of smears. And screw that. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for people to brainwash me and create a reality for me. What I want to do is find my own reality, which is my own pursuit of freedom and happiness and my own exercise of being an American. And I want to be able to be free and be who I am without all this little, these people in my head telling me what to think and what to feel and how other people are awful or good or bad or whatever. So crowds have a tendency in any form or fashion to think alike. So it really taps into people's desire to belong, sense of belonging. And they want to belong to this group. And so if the narcissist can seed the right people that have the right emotional bonds with others, knowing that person will basically freeze you out. That person will tell that person, and this smear will begin to entangle you and cause you to lose credibility and to lose your voice that they want to silence so badly. And lose your bearing. They want you to lose who you are. They want you to give up, forget, come back into line, or if not, just go away so that you do not disrupt their control over the group. And so smear campaigns are very damaging, and you can get out of a smear campaign just by staying grounded and rooted in who you are. Because at the end of the day, a smear campaign is a wisdom of crowd, which is depravity. A crowd of people coming together is, they think on a lower level of thought. So at the end of the day, if you remain who you are and you remain true to who you are and you hold on to your character and you hold on to your integrity and you know who you are and you don't allow the haters and the family members who are, trying to tear you down and accuse you of things that have nothing to do with who you are. And you just stand up to that and walk away from that and set boundaries for that, then at the end of the day, the people that were against you and so easily swayed and smeared, you don't need those people. You don't need those people. It actually is like the trash takes itself out. You do not need people that are going to smear you, because it means that they're envious, that they, are committed to misunderstanding you, and you just don't need those people in your life. You can actually continue to live a very full, beautiful, vibrant, worthwhile life without even acknowledging haters and people that are trying to smear you. So it's really a good sign. If you're being smeared, it means you're thinking for yourself and you're growing and you're going to the next level. Let them smear who you used to be. They don't know who you are today. They don't know who you are, and they can't touch you. The reason they're talking behind your back is because they're behind you and you're rising. You're rising. And so the narcissist does not like that at one bit, does not like you having your own mind, and doesn't like you threatening their supply source. They want the supply that you are threatening to take from them. And you're not really threatening to do that, but they see it as a threat. They see your ability to think for yourself, your ability to move in your own direction, to worship your God the way you want to worship your God, to be who you want to be, to fulfill the promises that are on your life, to fulfill the purposes that you're on this planet to fulfill. You're not trying to get supply from anybody. You're just trying to exist. And the narcissist is threatened by your existence and your power and by your influence. And so what they want to do is discredit it. And at the end of the day, on a wide scale, if this happens, it can actually create a platform for you. The smear. One person, is her name Kardashian? Kim Kardashian? She came out and she had, I think a sex tape or something like that. And it was just awful, awful, awful. And everybody hated her and everybody slammed her and the media was against her. But at the end of the day, she is now one of the most prominent women in the world. Justin Bieber, they smeared him. Everybody hated him. And he came out and now he is a beautiful songwriter who writes some really nice music. So there's lots of people who have overcome smear campaigns on a wide scale. So it's not the end of the world. And if you're having this experience on a small scale, I want to say that I have empathy for you because it's horrible. It's the worst. Especially in your family, when you have a family member that you love, respect, and adore who has seeded several family members to turn against you and has caused several family members to turn against you. And you're like, holy crap, these people don't even know me. They know nothing about me, yet they think they know me, and they have this narrative about me that is incorrect. That is incorrect. So I'll have more on this topic because I am reading ferociously. I'm reading books after books after books after books because I'm not working that much this month. So I'm just reading like crazy. So I'll have a lot more to say in the future about smear campaigns, I have a feeling. Anyway, so that's your audio. That's your podcast for today. I hope you're having a beautiful Sunday today. God bless you, and I will talk to you soon.